One love, Delta9 travelers. Welcome in. Welcome into this special presentation. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this live. Where you tuned in from right now? I'm coming live to you from the sunny Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We got so many headlines to update one another with. But as per usual, on your way in, drop a 9 in the comment section for me. Let me know that I'm coming through clear and you can hear me clearly on your side of the globe. Big up to all the travelers that are live with me right now. Where are you tuned in from? What's the weather like on your side? We got so many headlines. Listen, since this conversation right here.
I am not telling you about agriculture from a position of not walking the walk because I went to the bank long now. I took loans upon loans because I invest in agriculture.
And you are able to acquire a loan at that rate? What properties did you own? What was how much money did you have saved? Because you had been a public servant for almost your entire life. So what was the collateral? Tell us. Those are the kinds of information that would be useful to people, because I'm sure they have farmers and other business people who are eager to acquire these massive loans and to start.
Delta9 Media, and we are live with you right here. We are boarding Delta9 travelers. So on your way in, takes you nothing. Hit that thumbs up button. Help to boost this video in the algorithm so that persons all over the globe will know that, listen, we are in the boarding stages of this live presentation, jam-packed presentation. So many headlines. Sometimes we left out some presentation. I tell you, big up to all of y'all right now. Make sure you're dropping the nines in the comment section for me. Let me see what's going on. Make sure that I'm coming through clearly. Cause I know sometimes we just get a little Bermuda Triangle going on over here. Sometimes we have just a little bit of turbulence. Let me make sure that all the connections are right behind the scenes. Desiree's dropping the nines. She's saying, listen, you're coming through clearly, buddy. All right. Big up to all the travelers, them that live with us right now. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this presentation. So many headlines that we got for jump into, right? We even got the Honorable Attorney General.
And whenever something comes up, it that creates a platform for them, you see them trying to outdo themselves in trying to enter the public domain and trying to confer upon themselves some form of relevance. The leader of the opposition did a video in relation to the president's farm, and that has oxygenized the opposition. They were flat, had nothing to talk about, kicking brick, struggling to get an issue to make the news. Now this breathe.
I'm telling you, man said they had nothing. The Attorney General said, hey, y'all ain't had nothing for me until this. We're going to get into all of these details. Persons are going to get a chance to call in and give their views on some of these headlines that we definitely going to be highlighting right here. So make sure that you got all the frequent travelers in the chat right now. Catherine, thanks for being a part of the live. Desiree, Jose, thanks for tuning in, being a part of this special presentation. Laverne is dropping the nines in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in to all of the travelers, all of the moderators live with us. Big up yourself. 13 priceless ones. Big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of this special presentation. Loreen, thanks for tuning in. Troy. Yep. We got so many frequent travelers live. And we got a whole lot of new persons live in the chat with us. And we got a jam-packed presentation. Jam-packed presentation.
The world, what I think. I said to you that the way to demolish this dictatorship, you have to have unity among all the people, regardless of your differences of opinion. And I've been saying to Mohammed and the rest of them, and Aubrey Norton, and all of them, that we have to have a level of unity that can.
It is only reasonable that it be disclosed where the additional 130 acres come from. Where did that come from? Under whose hand was a lease granted? Did you acquire that as a sitting president? Did you sign a lease onto yourself? Those are life questions that requires answers. You cannot be a government which you want people to take seriously.
Big up yourself, Rast Levi. Thanks for tuning in. Say Homeboy need to hold a sleeper forward. Big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Rast, one love every time. Big up to the moderation in the live presentation. I'm telling you, as we go into some of the more somber headlines, rising power to Altav and condolences to his family, as we get into some of the scenes from his going home ceremony as we begin this live presentation. One love to all the travelers live with us. Big up to everyone that's going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. And thanks to every single person that participates in this live presentation. Let's get into some of these headlines right now.
So, yeah, come on view, and then afterward you get the next viewing. Tell them on the road who want to view, 15 minutes more for the viewing. Yeah, bring a chair, bring a chair, somebody. Bring a chair.
Just smile with me, Mr. Tom, the country. You're going to see that girl now. You smile. What the problem? It's fine, that's right. Let me go upstairs. I'm going to carry things with no carry down bed. Oh. Nobody. Listen, please, be quiet. Okay. If anybody didn't tell me I thought that they were back, never believe them. I will never believe all of them.
Not the first time, not the second, third, fourth, fifth, but over and over again. GPF.
Well, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. I never thought that this painful moment I would have to face one day. I never thought that this reality is something I would wish anybody would want to face. And I never thought that I would have to give this speech on this day in honor of this young man. Because there's a difference between wish and reality, particularly because it involves such a young man, innocent, a man with ambition, a young man with ambition. Altaf not only had ambition, he had great potential to do great things, but life has cut him short. He excelled in everything he did, and he would have excelled in the future. When I first heard the news of his death, I was paralyzed with shock and overwhelmed with grief. At first I thought it was a joke. I asked myself, is today a full day? But the harshness of reality came with its force and tortured my soul and cut my already bleeding heart. Today that pain is still with me. You know why I am so involved with this child? He was my student.
I'm telling you.
Exceptionally good behavior, exemplary in his work, dedicated to his future. He did not want to be anybody, he wanted to be somebody. I wanted to make him that somebody.
Oh boy.
I respected him, I respected the discipline, I respected his will to do the best. He wrote the CXC exam and was waiting for the results. I know he would have done very well, particularly in English, which I taught him.
Exceptional student, not a troublemaker, right? And to top it all off, a little bit before this incident would have occurred, the Attorney General publicly addressed a similar situation and made these statements.
A policeman believes that these offenses have been committed, the policeman ought to write a ticket, and no one should be detained in relation thereto. Driving an uncertified motor vehicle, ticketed offense. Driving motor vehicle without a driver's license. Failing to produce a driver's license. Refusing to give present address.
All of them offenses there, right? But it seems as if certain people could do what they want, right? And this is the results. Why I had to put this up front is so that everybody that watched the live, most times they can check out the first piece. They can get the chance to see this harsh reality that we got to face as youths in GT, you know. They can see this harsh reality that a lot of parents got to face, you know. And then we hearing nothing, we ain't getting no formal presentation coming in from the Attorney General with all the talk that he come in from the panel when he was addressing these things and saying, oh, write the ticket and this and that. No, people cheering, burying, and what we hearing? What's going to become of this? Make sure you pay attention to the headlines, because we will be bringing all the updates on this and so many other headlines to you. Big up to all the travelers right now that are in the chat. Thanks for tuning in and for making this live presentation what it is every single time. Rising power to our everlasting energy, and condolences to the loved ones and the family members, right? And the faces that you see on the screen are just some of our other brothers that had to deal with similar situations, right? Remembering them as well in these times, because it's a unity that is important in our country, and I will keep emphasizing the importance of unity or else. Unity or else. As we jump into more headlines right now, before we jump into the conversation that the whole GT and the Caribbean is having right now about what's going on with the farm, and the fact that it's more than 48 hours now and still no formal address from the person accused of being behind all of what's going on right there. Couple $2 billion, hundreds of acres of land. Guess what? This also is trending and making the headlines right now. Let's get the chance to see what's taking place right here.
And each one of the relatives who are punished in prison 5 years and 6 months. So I want
Yep, justice
police
for the Henry boys.
I make it the constitution to the overall constitution. You're in jail, you can't go back. I mean, I don't know what if it's not the police put the police put the I never see the Henry buys them since I ban. I never overboard this bridge. I never talk to them. But I like cry out and I believe
Justice for the Henry boys. I'm telling you, life, they got to do 35 before eligibility for parole. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Drop it into the comment section. Call it in.
And each one of the relatives who are punished in prison 5 years and 6 months. So I want police put it I make it the constitution to the overall constitution. You're in jail, you can't go back. I mean, I don't know what if it's not the police put the police put I never see the Henry buys them since I ban. I never overboard this bridge. I never talk to them. But I like cry out and I believe
Telling you, so much going on in our beautiful nation. A verdict in the Henry boys case, as you can see right there. Persons being sentenced. In that trial, and as these headlines keep making their waves true and true, persons are talking about it. A lot of persons have a number of different views about what's going on with this farm. And Honorable Odessa Primus would have broken her silence on these issues. We're going to get a chance to hear what the MP has to say. Big up to the entire Team Win Owen, thanks for tuning in and being a part of the live. Big up to Owen Hines. Yeah, thanks for being a part of the live presentation, bro. And for being a loyal supporter of the channel. I'm telling you, we link up sometimes on the internet and sometimes in person. You never know. Let's hear what the MP is highlighting about what's going on with one of the conversations, one of the biggest corruption scandals in the history of our country.
And so a lot has been happening. I do have a lot that I'd like to talk about. I will be getting into a lot of unpacking in the not so distant future. But one of the things, of course, the biggest trending thing right now is the president and his multi-billion-dollar farm. And, you know, I've been looking at the views. They're all over the place. Everybody has been chipping in, and that's perfectly fine. Some people are saying, oh, people are not serious enough. Some people are saying people are treating the situation too serious. And for me, it doesn't matter whether you do it serious or not serious. The information is getting out there. The target audiences are different, which is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine where I'm concerned. I mean, but you could have your hang-ups and so on. But, you know, I have looked at the video that was put out by the leader of the opposition, and there's so much to unpack as it relates to what we would have seen and what we would have heard. And then the president came and he had some stuff to say. Waste of time. But one of the things with this tour that he said, you know, when I come back, which I must say, Mr. President, you have certainly got a lot of audacity to say that when he returns to Guyana, he is going to give us a tour of the farm. And, you know, I noticed some of their supporters like, hey, we get to tour the farm. Well, we have toured the farm with the leader of the opposition. We have seen everything. What we would like to have a detailed run through of is how on earth did you do this? How is that even remotely possible with your salary, sir? More importantly, you said you took loans upon loans. You mean you had several multi-million or billion-dollar loans running concurrently? Or because this is 10 years. So were you able to like repay and then get another one and then get another one after that? And what were the sizes of these loans? I mean, how did you apply? Take us through that. Because, you know, people would like to know if we need to look at banks for...
I'm telling you, serious questions coming from Honorable Odessa Primus. This claim that Honorable Odessa Primus is somehow, because of her foundation being in stand-up and entertainment, that she's always being funny, that she's somehow always a comedian. But guess what? She's asking some serious questions, very serious questions that deserve answers. I don't know if y'all didn't realize, but people skating wrong, running wrong, ducking down, and all kind of thing from what's going on with these real issues. People telling me they can answer when they come back. They can give me a tour. What do you mean you can give me a tour? There's so many far-reaching implications in this situation. Let's hear some more from the Honorable MP before we hear from other persons highlighting situations connecting to this.
Money laundering. Because how is that possible? 10 years ago, the current president would have been in opposition. And so it therefore means that he was at that time working for less than $300,000 a month. And so making $300,000 a month or less, and you are able to acquire a loan at that rate, what properties did you own? What was the, how much money did you have saved? Because you had been a public servant for almost your entire life. So what was the collateral? What, tell us. Those are the kinds of information that would be useful to people.
I'm telling you, who's laughing now? Who is laughing now? Listen to the articulation. Listen to the analytical thinking. What you got to say now? Is jokes and fun, or is real questions, real serious questions, might I add?
Because I'm sure they have farmers and other business people who are eager to acquire these massive loans and to start multi-billion-dollar businesses. You know, I noticed a couple of people that PPP people came out and they were saying, "Oh my God, this guy needs to be able to leave something in place for his children, and he has a family. He's not just the president." Oh my God, where is Barjack there? We got some real foolish people, because that was his cue to come in there, because that's a stupid reasoning. And let me explain why that is very nonsensical. Because if somebody comes into your place and they rob you, but they take that money and they invest it in their children, in their well-being, in a business that benefits their family eventually, it therefore means, by your ridiculous logic, that person shouldn't be charged at all because the money was used wisely. That makes no sense. None at all. So it's either we have a problem with the fact that a crime is committed, or we don't. And basically what you're saying is that you don't have a problem when a crime is committed, dependent on who it is. And that, for me, is ludicrous. So that makes absolutely no sense. But I think that if the president truly wants to be useful, and truly wants this, I will take the media, and hopefully it's not just state media and newsroom, but all of the media houses are able to go up there and to be part of this run through without limitations. So it shouldn't be, you can't pass that line, and you can't. We want to count every sheep and goat and rat and rabbit up there, and we want to understand how were you able to do this. And where were you able to get the money from? And if you look at the construction of the pens and so on that are there, you can see clearly there had to have been some degree of consultancy done, which farmers don't have access to. So you would have had consultants who were able to tell you, oh, if you put this in this way, then it's better in terms of for drainage and for the cleaning of the pens and so on. If you want to be helpful, that information would also be very useful. But we also would like to ascertain at the same time whether or not a crime was committed. And I
tell you, hey. One of my favorite politicians, just because of what she's able to achieve, just because of her story, and even more because she's a young black woman. Big up yourself, Miss Odessa Primus. Wherever you're there, right? And the whole team win. PA is saying this. Good evening to the venerable host, Delta9 Media, and all the astute patriots in the chat. Guyana and the Diaspora. Hope you're all well. Big up yourself, PA. Same to you, right? As we see, I tell you, they just continue taking and taking from the country, right? Crazy. Over and over, we keep hearing this conversation. We're hearing this call coming from persons who, thanks for being a part of the life. If that person works for you, pay them more than everyone else, they're robbing you. Guyanese will have an excuse as long as it's the PPP party. Nav Joe, absolutely correct. Big up yourself, Nav Joe. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the live. What's going on?
Good evening, sir. Blessed evening to you, listeners.
Big up yourself, What's going on, bro?
Bro, the pens that he built for the cows and these other things. You know, it's been stronger than the stadium that the roof fall off.
I telling you. So the real workmen them went up there.
All these things put together to restrain wind and all these things.
Yeah. So them are taking real consideration from pen and the roof from the stadium blowing off with little heavy wind coming from an ocean that was always there.
Remember this roof on the stadium blow off way after they start building them things that.
Yeah.
So it's not like they call the what just them and put them. It's about them, you know.
I noticed we see no flooding and them thing going on up there. With all that's happening in the country.
Don't build up all the land.
Yeah.
Well, Paula, you see the stream the man build the stream that he built to run into the river and all these things. We cut through the artificial, what they call it, he built up on the farm. They to avoid flooding and plus bring water and thing into the place.
Crazy.
It's a lot of it's billions of dollars spent there, bro.
But you see what watching that? Why watching that, right? There's no formal address to what's going on right there, you know. Where's the formal address? Like, where's the like I said something, I gotta make sure that, you know, these people understand that I ain't behind this in no fraudulent way because they might be held to pay. I ain't feeling like if there's the kind of situation that persons are interacting with, it's kind of like I'll talk to them whenever I get back and then we gonna, you know,
you see these guys, listen, the guy that you showed the funeral to, you see anybody come forward and speak on the budget?
It's so cold.
These people don't care about the Guyanese people.
So cold.
Yeah, I see the man come and smiling here when I come back to go show you all them. They don't look like the man here. They ain't anybody think. Them man all the budget they want pass. They say they want to pass. Not they want to pass. The budget they gonna pass.
Don't pass.
Yes, they don't pass. Because who gonna go in Congress right now and who gonna go in there and say, well, it can't happen. When they have the majority to approve it. That makes sense, bro. Don't come to me with this shady thing, but you come into Congress for go into Parliament for more money. Or you gonna go, you don't know, you have all the seats. The last time they went there, they approved. Before anybody from the opposition and them was there, no. So when they approve, take the money down with it. That's why in the election, I told people that have been saying it from your channel and other time. I said everybody focusing on the presidency. These guys most was focusing on the seat. Even if they didn't get the presidency, they were focused on having the majority in parliament. And that's what they did.
Wow.
That is the whole thing for the seat and the presidency.
And that's where the power is.
I keep telling what these opposition needs to do is come together and fight for certain change in the constitution, which when the president go in there, within 6 months they get another election which we set the seat. Which we said like what American does.
You know who was making that point? You know who was making that point about power sharing and reconstructing the way that politics is run in our country? And a lot of persons just look at him and they said, racist and he this and he that. Dr. Hines. Dr. Hines is making that same
I listen to him. He's a very brilliant man. He don't say, listen, he's an APN human, right? But when he say what he got there, he just give props. He give mommy the props. He give everybody else the props. He's a fair person, I gotta say. Very fair. He don't come down and blah, 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 blah. He's make sure he facts is right.
Things definitely need to change, bro. There got to be something different that is done. It can't be that over and over again we got situations like Altav. It can't be over and over again we got situations like what the honorable leader of the opposition is exposing and all of them things. And then nothing in coming out of it. What type of society is there? What type of countries do we live in? That's why we got the immigration problem. That's why we got the brain drain problem.
Your party. When your party says you see the true evil in it. When you look at the face, you could see the true demon in this man, bro. Bro, energy is a serious thing, and if people don't start learning to pick up on it, other people energy, they're in trouble. Guyana are in a lot of trouble, bro. The only way they could get out of that, they got to stop fighting each other and stand up together as one nation. One people, one nation, one destiny. They got to stand up and represent that motto of Guyana. One people, one nation, one destiny. You see, that's why these people change it to one Guyana. It's one Guyana. Guyana is one, it's just them. Nobody else. They got to stand up for one people, one nation, one destiny.
Every time. One love. I'm telling you. There's so many things, so many insights coming in as we analyze this situation as a country, as we come together as right thinking Guyanese and really analyze this. A lot of persons might think that persons are not aware of what's going on, but persons are aware and paying attention, right? And we could call a spade a spade. Guess what? Let's hear from the Honorable Attorney General right now.
Farm. And trying to outdo themselves in trying to enter the public domain and trying to confer upon themselves some form of relevance. The leader of the opposition did a video in relation to the president's farm, and that has oxygenized the opposition. They were flat, had nothing to talk about, kicking brick, struggling to get an issue to make the news. Now this breathed some type of life into them. And they are all up and running, and every day every hour, a different headline coming out. Farm gate, this, all kinds of demands are being made. The president has said that when he returns from St. Lucia, he will deal with this matter comprehensively. So there is no need to outcompete each other for a headline on this matter. The president said that he will comprehensively address the matter when he returns. So there's nothing for me to say on the matter. I won't say anything more. I'll leave it for the president to speak first, and then I may speak after that. Today, I had a very good meeting with the Guyana Bar Association, the newly elected executive of that body, and tomorrow I'll issue a detailed statement.
You see what's up when you get certain people power, right? Man, I'll speak about this later and put on the beverage and them thing. He is now in the place of those that would have once colonized the country, right? They got the same type of power structure and think that, put that to the side. Yeah, we are going to do about that. We can deal with the, after the president talk, I will speak to y'all about this. I'm not only the person in charge of all the legal ramifications of what's going on, but let's hear from the president first. Me got none to tell y'all right now. Y'all wait. Right? That's the reality. That's the reality, Delta9 travelers. What's going on with the poll right now that's up on the channel, moderator? Pull it up for me when you get a chance. And let's see what's going on in the comment section with the travelers. Live with us. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Let me tell you, the constitution needs to be changed in Guyana, right?
Yeah.
That don't give these people power. They need to, with the people, elect these people to these positions. The Attorney General. Should be an election by the judge or lawyers taking part in running for that position.
Yeah.
You understand? The head of Jacob, same thing. You see, that these are the people that we supposed to defend the Guyanese people or represent the Guyanese people, and they are not doing it. Now, as Attorney General, and even the Speaker of the House should be elected by the people, the citizens of Guyana, where they have an election, where these people vote on who should go there. That these people supposed to be neutral. These people supposed to be representing the benefit and the business of the Guyanese people within Guyana. And you know, you hear we call, oh, I speak on it. But you just come and speak on it, that's what you were saying. You were saying some people getting
No, you see, there's a lot that was done right there. He just came and established authority because he told you when he will be addressing it to you, not telling you that, listen, he's going to come forward and address you because you are the person that gave him that position of power. He just reversed authority right there in that presentation. There's a lot. These persons are trained specialists, you know. People that think these men ain't got no kind of acronym to their way that they politicize and the way that they present, but they are very skilled and they play fool to catch wise. That's what he just do right there. He just present himself in the position of authority and tell you when he gonna address you about what's going on with billions of dollars of fraud in the country, when you put in the position to be able to have some type of authority with the law and what's going on in the nation. It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why. Do you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
The people in Guyana need to see like these guys talk. Not the right now, which government, which party in power. The people need to do that. And these are the constitution that need to change. Because these things was put there from back then, British and them time, in order to control the Guyanese slave and them. That they didn't have no right to certain things. So they could have stayed here. That's how you see some of these guys end up in Jamaica and was still hold on to Jamaica, hold on to Barbados and them until these guys wake up and Barbados wake up and say, see, what we need these guys for? So these guys, whoever going there, like I said, they need to change the constitution, not to suit themselves, but to protect and suit the Guyanese people, that the Guyanese people would not be taking advantage of.
Real thing.
If it's there for the people, you should change the constitution to suit the people so that the people could sit down and sleep at night at ease and don't worry when the children outside the police and kill them and have no satisfaction and no comfortability.
Yeah, there should be some accountability, real thing. Big up yourself, Alan. Thanks for dropping them insights into the live because there should be some amount of accountability, right? Look at what's going on right now with the young brother Altaf, amongst a number of other persons that I could pull up on the screen and a number of names that we could mention, right? What's going on with the poll right now? Do you agree with the AG that the opposition is just picking at corn to cause trouble? Yes, they have no real platform. 14% is saying that. 71%, however, saying no, they are exposing real issues. So 71% of the persons that participated in this poll is saying that the Attorney General is not right by saying that persons are picking at straws when they are addressing what's going on with what the leader of the opposition would have exposed in that 24-minute detailed presentation, right? And we have another 14% saying both sides are playing politics. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Drop it into the comment section, or definitely take your chance right now to participate in the poll that is up on the channel. Do you agree with the AG that the opposition is just picking a corn to cause trouble? Yes, they have no real platform. 13% is saying yes, they have no real platform, so they're just picking a corn to cause trouble. But 73% is saying no, they are exposing real issues in the country, right? So 73% of the votes is going against what the Attorney General was just highlighting. So persons are definitely not swallowing or falling for that one. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now, and those that are going to catch us in the rewind in the future. You could see this is some of the stuff that we discuss while we're live here, just having a bit of participation, right? Both sides are playing politics. That's what 19% is saying. 19% of the persons participating in the voting is saying both sides are playing politics. So we need not, pay more attention than the fact that it's just political opponents going at each other. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Jump into the comment section, participate in the poll. Carlos is saying, guiltiness will rest on the conscience. I'm telling you, real thing. Real thing. Guiltiness will rest on their conscience, because there's a lot of persons right now find themselves in abject poverty, and persons got hundreds and hundreds of acres of land, billions of dollars in so-called investment. And then we got to ask ourselves, these are the same people that come forward and try to present piety and tell you that they care about you and they are for your betterment and progress. You got to be aware of all of these things. Big up to all the travelers that are live with us right now. Let's hear some more from persons in the country dealing with some real analysis to what's going on right there.
The man was Minister of Housing. So he had access to data and information and everything else to give himself, to know where to put that land perfectly. During that time, a lot of people of his got friends and families and so on, got lands, house lots, and farming lands. Until now, people are getting lands and farming lands that are not Guyanese. Like, Guyanese get pushed back to the back of the line. You gotta wait donkey years for it. Now, no way on this internet did I come out and say that people want free land and people want free money. So the minions them, PPP minions them, and whatever political party you serve or worship, I never said anything but free. I said give people land when they got strength so they could work and build on it. Now when them dying or dead, we ain't carry nothing when we go. Enough of these people apply since them was like what, in their 20s and 30s, and a lot of people land come true. What the messages I got? The land come true till they reach in their 60s and 70s. Now tell me what a 60-year-old or 70-year-old could build on their land. At that point they're retired. Their only dependence now is the pension money. And the pension money, if they have no house because they asked you for a land years ago, can't even pay their rent, because right now The apartments that y'all renting so much money for. These people can't afford it, even if they're living with their relatives. Like y'all coming in my face, but oh, I clean old people over here, and in Guyana, y'all let us take care of the elderly. No, y'all don't. Most of y'all is just got y'all elderly parents and grandparents. They're just for the pension money, and y'all just treat these people just like the way they get treated at the hospital and in public from everybody else. Okay, I know what I'm saying. Y'all is just being nasty and mean to y'all own mother and grandmother when they got moved back in to live with y'all. I took care of my grandfather and I assist in helping my great grandmother in everything. So when I come over here and do home health aid, it wasn't something I've never done before. Okay? And doing that was an honor. I did it with dignity and I did it with pride because at the end of the day, I am going to get old. At least I would hope to live to be that, to get to that stage. I had two clients. One was 90 and one was 94. If I'm blessed enough, I will be able to live to see children, my son get his kids, and I will be able to see grandkids and possibly great grandkids. Now the man land, he gave himself the land when he was housing minister. And you're gonna see when he come back to Guyana, as we promised y'all, he gonna explain and go live and show y'all how to do farming. When he go into these outreach, buying time to forge his documents so he can show y'all, and guess what? Y'all gonna believe it. Y'all gonna believe it because y'all the naive. Now, if I was in his position and I was a thief just like him, yes, a political thief known like a thief legally and get away with it, I would give myself land as a home, as a housing minister, because I have access to that information of knowing where the perfect spot would be and, everything else. I would know, like, okay, this is a geographical thing and I would know where to go. Then when I turned president, when Jack Leo make me president, let me just use it as my terms now. When Jack Leo make him president, because we all know Jack Leo is run the country. Jack Leo is run the country. As long as PPP in power, Jack Leo running things. So when Jack Leo make him president, he had the power now to start taking, not just skim off the top. That wasn't just skim off the top. There's billions of dollars. So he now skimming off with a freaking HIMAC. It's not even a shovel. It's a HIMAC he's skimming off there with. Because while a lot of people waiting for 5-acre lease land to plant, or even an acre lease land to plant, you give yourself hundreds of acre. And I don't think y'all grasp how much acre land really is and how much house lot you could fit in an acre land, in a 10-acre land, sorry. And how much if you divide that and give every farmer that been waiting years to own a piece of land to plant at 5 acres, look how much people could get land there. And if waiting years to get it, therefore he applied. If waiting 20 to 30 years to get it, therefore if he applied since he was preteen, because he's close to 50, 40 something. So which means he applied in his preteen, or his parents applied for him. So y'all could come at me all y'all want, but the stupid will stay stupid. The few of you that understand what I'm saying and living in the reality and not in a delusional world, y'all gonna see my point is what I'm saying here. The man gave himself the land when he was housing minister. The man take not more than his skim off money, shovel out money from the taxpayers' money and the oil money, and build himself generational wealth for him and his sons and his wife. While he telling y'all to take y'all $100,000 and go and build generational wealth with it.
I'm telling you. You see, people don't analyze the whole situation and coming to conclusions, which is why I'm saying there should be some type of formal address to what's going on right here. How come we didn't hear nothing from the Attorney General's office? How come we didn't hear nothing from persons in authority that would be able to address these type of conversations? Like all of this going on in the public, people speculating, saying this, saying that, and now drawing their own conclusions on a number of issues. I'm telling you. What do you think, Delta9 travelers? Call it in, drop it into the comment section. Because guess what? Guyanese are talking about it.
Mean when I say history keeps repeating itself, just wearing different clothing. So recently, Azruddin Mohammed released a video claiming that President
Navjo saying the AG is not representing Guyanese people. He's only there to protect the one Guyana PPP. I'm telling you. Let's hope that's not the reality. Let's hope that that's not completely the reality, because that would be a dark reality for persons in our nation, right? I'm telling you. Carlos is saying guiltiness on the conscience. Cheryl, thanks for being a part of the live. I 100% support the opposition in exposing the PPP, who has a problem with that. Big up yourself, Cheryl. Thanks for tuning in and for making the point clear. You know, who got a problem? Cheryl says she supports 100% what's going on. Expose what's going on, because persons have no right, if they're acquiring things in a manner that's being exposed, to be partaking in that way, right? Big up yourself. Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Greetings, Delta. That last lady on this the one that was on before, she really summed up everything so properly. You know, very good. She analyzed that whole situation, right? I mean, they're saying this man he got that land. They're showing you papers where he got for 10 acres of land. How come it became 150 acres, right? You know, and again, you know, I don't know. This is a time where Guyanese who don't have land need to come out, and you're not encouraging squatting, but people, it seems that people have got to start being more radical in that place, man. Look at what they did in Mocha, right? Bulldoze those people. And look at what this man has. Like, where is the one Guyana team this guy is talking about, right? It's just not right. Just not right, man. Also, the man seems to be also moving to higher grounds. They're saying by 2030, Georgetown could be underwater. So the man is,
Insights coming in from Stanley Ming. I recently heard him speaking on that. I'm going to highlight some of those insights right here as well. Thanks for bringing that into the conversation.
Yeah. Now, also, I saw some guy had a video. This guy, his name is Prince. And he's showing you that the Chinese now are having stalls. They're selling vegetables and stuff like that. And he is praising that. He is all for that. Like, he's saying that's great. Because the Guyanese people...
Don't let Prince rage bait you. Prince is just sometimes be rage baiting, because he could not possibly be celebrating them, because how could you celebrate the fact that now they are going to monopolize that as well? That's problem, because that was the last frontier technically for persons that are native to have something to, call a business that they can now say, well, this is what we just do. We just sell greens, or we just sell the provision. So now the Chinese are monopolizing. Oh my jeez.
No, and he was referencing, saying also, the Chinese now are selling sand cheaper than the Guyanese truckers. Like the Guyanese truckers, I mean, the Chinese have their own sand pit. They have their own truck. The Chinese are getting concessions bringing in their trucks.
Yes.
They get concessions.
Yes.
If the Chinese bring in a truck, right? And if a Guyanese buy a truck, they got to pay all duties, they got to pay all taxes, but the Chinese do not, right? So that's why the Guyanese have got to recover their cars, you know. You know, this morning also I saw a video, like there was a guy truck, I saw something on TikTok driving a truck, and he was passing through Linden. Bro, you should see the condition of the road in Linden once you cross that bridge. And I'm really surprised also that people of Linden are quiet. For some reason, it seems like Guyana is under a spell where people are not standing up. I don't know what is going on. There's so much happening here, and there's no opposition, no standing up to what's really going on. When I saw that video, I said, Linden, my goodness, it was terrible.
The heart of the country. Yeah. And I don't think that persons understand, bro. It's only but a number of years that we have to experience what we are calling Guyana with all of these resources, with all of this wealth, right? And then we're going to have to pass these same issues down to another generation to deal with when it needs not be so. Like, come on now, simple issues that we can solve, like making sure that the infrastructural development is done correctly. Why? So that the country can develop and persons won't have a problem moving back home, making sure that the country is safe, making sure that crime is in check. Look at what's going on with Altaf, buddy. I can't stop mentioning that, you know?
Yes.
What's going to become of that?
I know. I know. That's so sad. And again, but what I saw when they tried to do a protest, how fast the riot squad, the special squad came in and break everything up, right?
Yeah.
And I was listening to something also talking about the crime and the situation of the country. There was a lady, she lived in Brooklyn. What she did, she wants to move back to Ghana, and this is in Linden also. She shipped all of her stuff down, she furnished her house and stuff, and she came back to the States. While she was away, they broke into her house, bro, and took everything, took away washer, dryer, took everything. And you know what? There's a police outpost right next to where this thing happened. So when they find out from the police what happened, the police said they thought somebody was moving out. Yeah. Woman,
hey, look, it's not funny, right? But how can someone tell you that and it's not make you say, this guy is being funny? You serious? You thought they was moving out, so they come with a truck and they just lift out everything. And you stand up right there watching, you ask no question. That's crazy.
I was listening to her. I listened to her story yesterday, and she's saying, "Oh my God, she's so heartbroken, and she's selling her stuff to go back there. And before she got there, everything is gone. How can you encourage people to come back?
And hopefully, they have footage of when it was happening, so that at least they could catch the persons. They got the footage backdated or something. Or you didn't follow up. That is so sad, man. And it's happened to a lot of persons. Persons be afraid because they say, look at what's going on in the country. If persons ain't getting justice for simple situations, I'm gonna leave a place where I'm safe. I'm gonna leave a place where I have opportunity to protect myself and defend my family, and come to a country where it's complete craziness going on, like what we're seeing in a lot of these situations. That's why persons question. And they have so many persons right now that I know that are willing to be in Guyana more often, but situations like some that you're mentioning right there deter them,
Yes. It's something I was going to say. Oh, the other thing you got to watch out for also, I'm thinking. See, Mohammed, they got a lot of land also. They have in Region 7. And you know what's going to happen? And it's actually, I think it's beginning to happen. The PPP is sending in their people, this Alfonso, to go mine on the Mohammed land right now. So they're going to get very vindictive against him. And so they encourage Mohammed. They had some property in Providence. Kwame McCoy was encouraging people to go and squat on that land. And people started to squat. And the big Mohammed, they came with bulldozers and they put us up. The PPP now going to encourage people people to go and mine on the Muhammad land because he's exposing them. Again, Muhammad is no saint also.
Exactly.
They're all together, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things that Muhammad got, but again, they paid for this stuff. They got it on the PMC or PPP.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a different scenario here right now, right? You know, as I'm saying, Muhammad, as far as I know, they're not safe. But they did their stuff, they accumulated their stuff. But what's happening right now, it's completely, it's where all the ministers in the field, like Mustafa, I mean, his son, the man's son is a doctor, Mustafa's son, and he's into gold mining right now. From a doctor to a gold miner, and to real estate and all of these things. So these guys are just, I mean, filling their pockets, bro. I mean, there's another one, Indar, his name, whatever. You should see the amount of stuff that these guys are. Why I don't know how it's gonna get better in Guyana, because if nothing comes out of this Banali farm stuff, I don't know. Then it's gonna be free sailing.
So we could confirm. So we could confirm that definitely there is something to what the opposition is exposing and is not just picking up corn for cause trouble, right?
Right. No. As I'm saying, bro, Muhammad, if he was trying to get into business with Exxon, they were building something at Freedom Hoop there. Yeah. And had he got on that, again, I'm not saying he could have a change of heart and hopefully coming up to the people. But he's the one who built a brand new fire station. They moved that fire station from Saarbrück, and now they built the new fire station was built by the Mohammeds. Okay. Right? That's when May Thomas and them, they were all together. I mean, there was one time when Dickens and Mohammed, they were so close. But now everybody, because of this sanction against the Mohammed, everybody now is trying to run away from him, right?
Telling you.
You know, but again, it's I don't know, boy. But I would like to see when this man come back, what he's gonna, how he, but
this conversation is being like anticipated by so many people. All the people are just saying, really want to hear how he's gonna try to talk himself out of this one. You understand?
Yeah.
Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in and for sharing those insights with us.
Okay, bro.
I'm telling you, persons from all over the globe, all walks of life, highlighting so many different aspects to what's going on right here. Big up to Samsung, keeping us connected no matter where in the world. Delta9 Media, and this live presentation is located Team Delta, Team Samsung, every time. Now, as we are getting into some of the comments from the travelers right now, Wilfred is saying a man stealing 5 billion, and when you complain, you call it picking at corn. I telling you, right? This really make you gotta question what's really going on in these positions in authority, right? Bantu King, what's going on? Thanks for being a part of the life. The Ali government destroyed the farms and farmers in Moko and Cane View. Yeah. They destroyed the crops and killed the animals. Now he coming to teach Guyanese farming. What a joke. What a joke. Big up yourself, Bantu King. And thanks for that insightful comment, because that definitely bring back to the memory of persons in the life and to the listening and viewing audience all over the globe recent situations that went on in the country, so that we could highlight just how unscrupulous some people could really be. You know, it's crazy when you really look back, and they always say hindsight is 2020. Big up yourself. Reginald, what's going on, King? Thanks for tuning into the live. Delta9, you bring this AG Nandalal watching this Pinocchio. You just turn the mood. Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Sometimes you just gotta analyze as many sides as we're going on, so you could hear directly what person's views are on the thing. And you could understand just how persons is really presenting this whole situation, like if they don't need to address it, and they can address it at their leisure. You understand? That's pretty much what they're giving. Like we have the authority and we'll deal with it at our leisure. Because it's something like it's something, at leisure and fair to where we could just deal with it when we can. What y'all think about it, Delta 9 travelers? Isn't that the way that it seems? Because it's been more than 48 hours now and there's no formal address to what's going on, right? Big up to all the travelers that are live with us right now. PA, our very insightful moderator, is saying air fraud is essentially squatting on the land. He does not own the land because it's illegal for a minister to give himself land. This is why he's saying everybody's anticipating this conversation because people saying, how are you going to really explain this? I'm telling you, we're going to analyze this explanation if it ever comes. If it ever comes. Because with this no stone unturned conversation, you never know what you might actually hear or what might actually be done or what might actually even be said on this. Could just be a dream. We could just get sell a dream and waiting for this conversation. All next year, this conversation don't come, Delta 9 travelers. I'm telling you. Let's hear some more of what persons are analyzing about this right now, though.
And Irfan Ali owns a 150-acre farm slash ranch. Now, let's pause right there. Because the question is not only does the president own land? The bigger question is, why is this information only becoming national emergency now? Because if Mohammed was once close to the president, if he was once considered one of his major financiers, if he had access, he had proximity and influence, then are we supposed to believe he just discovered this yesterday? Are we supposed to believe that? No. This is where Guyanese people have to emancipate their minds. Because too often in Guyana, information is not released because people suddenly care about transparency. Sometimes information is released because a relationship broke down. Sometimes information or sometimes accountability only starts after the friendship ends. Sometimes people are not exposing corruption because they love the country. Sometimes they are exposing what they tolerated until they were no longer benefiting from it. And that is the part Guyanese people need to pay attention to.
I'm telling you, different views from different views from different folks. What are yours, Delta 9 travelers? Definitely drop it into the comment section or call it in. There's so much going on. So many things for us to analyze. So many headlines. So much conversation right now. Right? And it's time that we hear from the elder from Team Win.
They will be cast aside when that time comes when the people are ready. Look, in a revolutionary situation which we are moving into, where the people are fed up with the system, and that's very important. Malcolm X said that, he keep repeating it. The system, the people are fed up with the system, economic, political system. They are fed up with it. And we need to conscientize them, to say to them who really are responsible for running this system that is exploiting them, oppressing them, and dividing them. And the people at this moment who are in charge of the running of the country is the Jack White PPP. And let me tell you something, there is a division taking place right now as I speak inside the People's Progressive Party. There's a split, but it's a silent split. And as the masses of people become more and more conscious of what is going on and who are responsible, they will come out in large numbers. Large numbers. The time is coming. Let's have the patience, Comrade Gaddafi. Patience is very important in a revolutionary situation. When we are judging this situation, we must look at what is happening internationally. When Chadi Jagan used to talk to us, Comrade, he used to say, let's discuss what is happening internationally. We are socialists. Let me declare to you, I am a revolutionary socialist. I'm not a guy that walk around the street who got no knowledge. I study politics, I study economics, I'm a community activist. I don't call myself politician. No. I am not in that class. Please don't put me there. Do not put me there.
Let me, for clarity's sake, say I didn't ask you to speak on behalf of the win. I didn't ask you to speak on behalf of Azwadin. I wanted clarity on the statement you made. None of these comics. Okay? Comics. Let me finish now. None of these comics who call themselves politicians or political leaders will do anything that is necessary to unseat this government, to remove this one party state, etc. I ask you this question in the context of the fact that, or in the context that Azwadin is the current leader of the opposition. Does that include Azwadin? Do you believe that Azwadin would not do anything to the vaccine?
Come on, listen to me. Let's be honest. Azwadin find himself, not me putting another you, he find himself in a very difficult situation where the Americans want to toss him out of the country. All right? I don't believe that if he wasn't in this situation, he would have got involved in politics. He is now the opposition leader, and he has to act. He has to act in that capacity as the opposition leader. Sorry. He has to act in that capacity as the opposition leader. And I will say, and I said to him, that you have to put the pressure as the opposition leader. You have that. Look, we work with Dr. Chadi Jagan, me and my brother. My brother was the personal secretary for Chadi Jagan. So I want to tell you graphically how an opposition leader is supposed to operate. He has to not only expose the corruption, what he's doing a very good job, and let's compliment him for that. He is doing a very good job in exposing the corruption of this dictatorship. Aubrey Norton is not doing it. Terence Campbell is just on the wayside. Some of the PNC guys are taking them on. Like I saw that video with this guy Dexter Todd, which is alarming. And he himself said, now this kick down door story is coming back. And it's true. It's more of that is going to happen.
Insights coming in from the elder, from Team Win. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Because it's good that we get a chance to analyze and to pick the minds of those that would have been around for so many years before us, participating in what we know as Guyana right now, right? Big up to all the travelers. Stanley, what's going on? Delta9 Media, these people don't have no regards or respect for Guyanese. I'm telling you, when you really suss it out, sometimes there's the conclusion you just gotta come to stand. Big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of the live. Cheryl is saying this. She always have Jack to say. She should be ashamed of herself with her comments. I don't know who is being referenced right there. I'm thinking more than likely the presenter that came on before Jenna, Honorable Mr. Jenna, that's on our screen right now, the elder from Team Win. Nav Joe, PA, well, okay, yeah, they get their own conversation going on in the chat. Just running through to see what's going on with the frequent travelers and the new travelers in the chat with us. Big up to everybody, big up to all the moderation. Rasta Empress, thanks for tuning in and being a part of the live. Insightful moderation in the building. Big up to the Bantu King. The Refined Plum, thanks for tuning in to the live presentation. He did not have the power as he have it now. Cheryl is saying, Delta9 Media, thank you for keeping us up to date in the diaspora. Big up yourself, Cheryl. I am happy to be of service every single time. It's a joy. So much going on right now. What's going on with the poll? It's up on the screen. Do you agree with the AG that the opposition is just picking at Karn? I mean, there's a lot of Karn. There's millions of, well, hello, that's billions with a B. There's billions and billions worth of Karn, right? To cause trouble. Yes, 20% of the voters are saying yes, they have no real platform. So 20% of the voters that participated in this poll is saying that the Attorney General is correct. The opposition is picking at Karn to cause trouble. But guess what? 58% is saying no, they are exposing real issues. So we're seeing more than double, almost triple the amount of persons that participated in the poll are saying no to what the Attorney General was presenting, allegedly. Do you agree with the Attorney General that the opposition is just picking at Karn to cause trouble? 58% no, they are exposing real issues. Now, 23% is saying both sides are playing politics. That's what 23% is saying. Nothing to see. Just political opponents going at each other back and forth and them things. You know, next week will be something else. And you know, that's what politics is. It's a dirty game and this, that, and the third. Is that the way that we're going to look at this one? This is what persons are saying on the poll today on the live presentation. What are your views? Drop it in the comment section. Call it in as we continue to move forward with these and a number of other headlines. And I'm telling you, there's so much going on right now in the chat. So much going on in the chat. Let's hear some more from our brother.
So, you know, the past 6 what I call drone over my house. A couple of weeks ago, 6 drone over my house.
Wow.
Why would I want to do that? What is it that I have in my house that they want to know? This drone thing, right? They can even see you when you're in your bed if you sleep without clothes. That is the extent of.
I'm telling you, 6 drones. You heard it right there for yourself. The things that persons are going through. I'm telling you.
100% wild-crafted CMOS. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
8 Butterfly Black Seed, loaded with antioxidants and essential nutrients for your body's needs. Breathe better, feel better, live healthier. All the benefits of black seed oil without the taste. 8 Butterfly Black Seed Capsule.
Sleepy is the only diaper brand in Guyana with such a wide range to choose from. We cater to all babies, from newborns all the way to stage 7. Our collection includes Sleepy New, Sleepy Sensitive, Sleepy Natural and Organic, Sleepy Night, and don't forget our fashion jeans. Most of all, they're available in both paste and pull-up styles. Sleepy, Guyana's #1 selling baby diaper, available at stores nationwide.
Of the frustration and fear of this dictatorship. Worse than the PNC. Born had control over the army and police. They don't have control, full control of the police and the army. And the opposition. Mohammed needs to lead the opposition, all the opposition. And by the opposition, I mean not only the established political parties, the PNC and all the other fringe organizations. He needs them, hundreds of thousands of people who need to be led. They need to come out and protest. Tomorrow, look, we're discussing this question about the former president, this bill that is going to Parliament, which you started, and I commend you on this program for your taking that initiative and inviting me to come to your activity, and I did go. Now, that is the kind of thing that needs to happen, as you have said, in every single village, in every home, and in every workplace, to the point where I'm saying that's what Mohammed has to be able to do as the official opposition leader. But some of his people think that Parliament is the end all and be all. The Parliament is a rubber stamp. You will not get anything from that Parliament. So the work has got to be done on the ground. On the ground. That's what you and I are doing every single day. I am tired seeing people coming to me with all their problems. And I don't want you to push me in a situation where I'm going to be critical of Mohammed. No. Don't do that to me, please.
No. Let's get this right. I'm not asking you to criticize anybody. I am simply asking for clarity. When you say certain things and I ask what we call follow-up is for clarity. And here is another follow-up for clarity. Because you said earlier, and that was the second question, the level of despair in this country is excessive. And Indo-Guyanese are as much affected by the PPP and their nastiness and their wickedness and the poor governance and so on as anybody else. The question I want to ask in relation to that, why do you believe if they're so affected like everybody else, we are not seeing the numbers on the street when it comes to protests, both the Indo-Guyanese and every other ethnicity in this country? For example, Buxton Monday. Why didn't we see larger numbers at Buxton if people are so fed up and they're so affected? And why didn't we see even a larger number of Indo-Guyanese joining their voices to this protest at Buxton and around the country about this former president's bill? What's your take on it? Why people are not coming out?
Very good question. Very good question. This whole program should be based on that. Because both PPP and PNC have used this tool of racism to divide people. And give credit to Azudin. Whatever criticism anybody might make of him, he has been able to use his money to help people across the board, African, Indian, Amerindians, and that kind of support, financial support that is given to them, has brought people together, but not to the stage where they can have. That stage needs to be reached, where you have to have that level of mobilization.
Powerful points being made by the elder, Honorable Mr. Jenner. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? He's saying it's all about unity or else. More the same. I totally agree. It is time for Guyanese to start a protest. Big up yourself, Cheryl. And thanks for dropping those insights in response to what's being presented and highlighted by Honorable Mr. Jenner. Pierre is saying the best person to expose the kleptocrat POG is his own buddy by friend, who was very close to just 2 years ago. Now they calling each other duck thief, smuggler, black belly sheep thief. Telling you, it gotta be some amount of pressure that's coming from some exterior force that would cause that situation right then. I'm guessing that with the updates that are to come very soon and very shortly, we're gonna get some more insights on that. Big up yourself, PA. P. Alicock, thanks for being a part of the live and for moderating as well, being a frequent traveler right here with us. Cheryl is saying the AG has the nerve. So yeah. As we hear from Dr. Todd, because, recently Dr. Todd was giving us some insights. Let's hear what he had to say.
Of the largest wealth discovery of a sitting president versus this whole concept as, is it really a discovery or is it really a secret which was let out of the bag? Now, we have to ask ourselves that important question. As Guyanese, one of the things that I continually put on the forefront in my discussions with people is that we have to begin to think for ourselves. We have to begin to reason a little deeper. We have to begin to look a little closer to things and issues happening in society. And we cannot be a society that is gullible. We cannot be a society that will only swallow up juicy gossips and don't take our time to interrogate, don't take our time to analyze, don't take our time to ensure that we go beyond what we are hearing. Now, I want to say clearly,
the doctor is saying it clearly so that persons can really understand the insights that we should be getting. You know? Big up yourself, Cheryl. Cheryl is saying, Delta9 Media, are you from Silvertongue, Linden? Nah, me from Silvertongue. I look like somebody from Silvertongue. Yeah. But me from, nah, it's not from Silvertongue.
the President's Irfan Ali's acquisition of farm land or agriculture land was not an acquisition of this land which public documents are not or were not there to find or to see. What now becomes in question is the amount. I believe a copy of the lists produced today or on social media showed that we have Irfan Ali getting from the president, the then president, Barrett Jagdil, a lease for 9 point something acres and then plus a 10 point something acres. So really and truly, what was seen on paper in terms of the lease did not exceed 20 acres of agricultural or residential lands on the Linden-Suzaik Highway. Now, let's say, for argument's sake, there exists a second, third, fourth, and fifth list, which will show even more lands being acquired by the president. It is now a justifiable call from the APNU that the president discloses to the public in a very full and frank way. How did he acquire 150 acres of agriculture land? Now, some people have gone on to be very critical about that ask. And they're saying,
we all think about what the doctor is presenting right now. I think he's making some very powerful points. I think he's making some very powerful points. Big up yourself, Honorable Dr. Todd, wherever you're there right now. And the entire APNU. Some of the hardest working politicians in our country, right? Najila is saying that is true. Thanks for being a part of the live, Najila. Thanks for tuning in. Chris. But we can't just respect the elders' them perspective. Why we can't just give the elders them the respect, buddy? Hmm? Why we gotta disrespect the elders? There's a principle I don't really stomach well, you know. I don't really like that kind of thing. We just try to keep it respectful, and especially if it's elders, buddy. You can't. Anyways, I'm not gonna even divert into that too much. Travel is saying, Dr. Todd, no disrespect to you, regardless if the captain of the out of the bag, regardless if an eye for an eye, AP and you, always dragging their feet on a lazy excuse. Hmm. PA saying anybody believe that a minister could legally give himself hundreds of acres of state land? But PA, I really waiting to see what this conversation is gonna be and how the legal minds, the persons in authority, the persons that are a part of leadership in these parties are gonna respond to what is gonna be presented. And I think the response should not even be, you know, that much consequential to the way that they're going to deal with this, given the information that was already presented. They should have, well, I'm guessing there's already steps in place. We just got to wait for the headlines. Bantu King is saying, as I didn't know the whole story about the PPP to expose them, Mr. Narton, don't. So let's not blame the APNU. Pick up yourself, Bantu King. Making a very valid point right there. People know for a while and could expose it.
Well, should the president be able to own anything? Can he not apply? Is he barred? Is there a law that bars him from applying for agriculture? No, 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 no. Do not. Our position has always been very clear. You are saying it was disclosed to the public that you have 150 acres of farmland. Investments are on that. Documents have been produced which shows that there is a list where you have legally only been given by the state 20 acres of land or 20 something acres of land. Therefore, it is only reasonable that it be disclosed where the additional 130 acres come from. Where did that come from? Under whose hand was a lease granted? Did you acquire that as a sitting president? Did you sign a lease onto yourself? Those are life questions.
There's some serious questions coming in from the doctor right there. And I wonder if those questions will ever be completely answered. We know there's going to be follow-up, there's going to be updates, because I'm telling you, I can't really see the opposition just letting this one slide like that. I can't see the Guyanese people just letting the one slide like that. When you got so many of us finding ourselves in situations that are impoverished in the country, trying to dig ourselves out of these situations only to hear that the resources are being dealt with allegedly in this manner. Right? Big up to all the travelers that are live with us right now. Now, recently, I came across this presentation and I said it's important that I share it with the travelers on a live presentation so we could discuss it.
When you cross the bridge from Schoonard going all the way down to Parika, is more than 8 times the size of Georgetown. And it has all the attributes to make it a very, very successful area of the country. It has a lot of agricultural land, where in the case of Parika and its surroundings, they produce 50% of all the agricultural production for Guyana. You have areas that you can build houses to surpass any amount of housing that we built in Guyana on higher ground, industrial parks, commercial areas, recreational areas. And it is a logical decision that I think the president embraces, and I totally agree with him, is that if you put in the infrastructure in Region 3, Region 3 can outgrow Georgetown many times over and be a lot more successful as an area to develop because of its elevation compared to Georgetown and the coast of Guyana. The other thing that we need to be cognizant of with Region 3 is that at the present time, the elevation of the coastline of Guyana is under severe threat. In fact, I have documentation, which I could share if we have the time, that the coastline of Guyana and Georgetown will be underwater by 2030. And like myself, I cannot swim. So I intend to, by the end of 2027, I am moving my entire business, my home and everything to Region 3. Because that's where I think the future of Guyana is going to be in the short term. And that area is more than 20 feet above sea level. So the chance of that flooding for the next 100 years is very highly unlikely. And this is a document that needs to be known and understood by everyone. Tree can out.
Now here with the elder Mr. Stanley Ming is highlighting right there. Potential flooding coming to the coast. Things that persons should consider, analyze, research on, share some of the information with us on this WhatsApp group. I was asking, I wonder if I have this barcode live right now for this WhatsApp group that we have to share. If not, I'm going to share it in this live or in the next live. But we do have a WhatsApp group where we could research on things like this, share information. We could create a notebook learning module so that we could really research and add different pieces of information, books, videos, things that come up on this same stuff that the elders speaking on right here, so that we could really understand how we can prepare and prevent. You understand? If we can, as much as we can, right? Big up to all the travelers live right now in the chat with us. Bobby, what's going on? Bless up. Thanks for being a part of the live. So many frequent travelers live with us. So many new travelers. Have you taken a couple of seconds to make sure that you are subscribed? Check and make sure you're subscribed, buddy. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe to Delta9 Media. That's the free way of supporting the channel and making sure that you are a part of what's going on right here on Delta9 Media. That's a free way to support independent media. And if you would like, you can become a channel member as well. That's the barcode right there at the top of the screen, right? Bantu King is saying, I don't understand why people bashing the APNU, saying they are dragging their feet. The APNU has been raising the alarm about corruption since under Jagdeo. Bantu King again with a very insightful and a real comment. More than a decade now, the PNC, which makes up a large part of the APNU, right? More than 2 decades, even more than that. They've been dealing with a lot, exposing a lot of what's going on in the political space as it relates to corruption and all of them things. Yeah, real thing. Big up yourself, Bantu King. So, everybody is entitled to their perspective, and persons are going to share it, and then, we definitely could discuss whether or not our perspectives might be different. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Dr. Todd was asking a question there about how is there paperwork for Irfan to show that he acquired that land? You know what came to mind? Remember, Susan Rodriguez was the housing minister,
Yeah.
right? And when all her stuff all these things were coming up with her,
Yeah.
Irfan was the one who intervened and said he did a check and everything is fine. He cleared Susan, right? So is it a payback? He did exactly. Is this a payback? So there's so much to come out of this thing, bro, right? And as I'm saying, I don't know when it's all. Also, what Stanley Ming was saying there, Stanley Ming has got so much knowledge about stuff, about the drainage system in Georgetown.
Yeah.
Whatever he's saying, the thing is that the PPP do not like to take advice from other people. They always want to play the hero, Stanley the guy is so knowledgeable. He has got a book. He said a whole diary. He said he can show them and reduce them how we can avoid all this flooding, how we can avoid stuff. And they're not listening to the man, right? I remember the same thing when David Patterson, when they were bringing in those power ships, David Patterson said the power ship will not solve our blackout issue. And he's so right. There's still blackout. David Patterson said the infrastructure, all the electrical stuff is so old, it will not be able to handle the load, right? And so said, it's so done. I mean, still, there's blackout every day in Guyana, bro, right? So these people don't listen. They just want to do their own thing and want to play the hero and saying, well, it's us, it's our way or no way. And that's the situation over there right now. These people just want things to go their way. And if that's the case, the country will not be able to move forward, bro, right? It will not, right? Because the lower class is going to continue to struggle. People will continue to struggle. But, unless they listen to people's input and work along with people.
I'm telling you, the elders making a powerful point. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, bro.
I'm telling you. Let's hear this one more time just for emphasis so we could get these insights. And again,
grow Georgetown many times over and be a lot more successful as an area to develop because of its elevation compared to Georgetown on the coast of Guyana. The other thing that we need to be cognizant of with Region 3 is that at the present time, the elevation of the coastline of Guyana is under severe threat. In fact, I have documentation, which I could share if we have the time, that the coastline of Guyana and Georgetown will be underwater by 2030. And like myself, I cannot swim. So I intend to, by the end of 2027, I am moving my entire business, my home and everything to Region 3. Because that's where I think the future of Guyana is going to be in the short term. And that area is more than 20 feet above sea level. So the chance of that flooding for the next 100 years is very highly unlikely. And this is a document that needs to be known and understood by every one of us for the future. So
powerful, insightful information being presented by the elder Mr. Stanley Ming. PA saying the Attorney General calls $5,000 million picking at Karn. I'm telling you. Janet is saying good night to everyone. Good night, Janet. Thanks for being a part of the live. Thanks for tuning in to this international digital connection. I'm telling you, we had so many headlines. So many headlines, so much going on. More name calling because you can't deal with facts. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's from when. Chris, that's from when? Call in or give us some more insight so we could understand what you're referencing in the messages. These headlines are trending as
Police are
well.
preparing to file additional charges against Shahid Mohammed, the man accused of killing a 7-year-old boy during a home invasion at Zealot, West Bank, Essequibo, after investigators were able to interview the child's injured great-grandmother. Crime Chief Randall Blanham said investigators recently interviewed 72-year-old Hilman Etwari, who had been hospitalized since the June 5th attack after suffering stab wounds. Etwari has since been discharged from the hospital. Blanham said a case file has been prepared and will be sent for legal advice, adding that additional charges are expected to be filed against 23-year-old Shahid Mohammed, who has already been charged with the murder of Etwari's great-grandson, Adriel Mohammed.
Recently, the victim was discharged from the hospital, and as a result, investigators contacted her, and she related to the detectives what transpired on the day in question. As a result, the investigators proceeded to complete the case file, and we recommended additional charges against the accused, who is currently in prison. And as you're aware, the matter is under judicial scrutiny, so I won't be able to divulge much information about the investigation.
These charges will be seen.
Well, we will be awaiting the advice from the Director of Public Prosecution.
The crime chief recently described the attack as a very gruesome act, but declined to provide further details about the investigation. Mohammed, a farmer of Providence, East Bank, Demerara, previously appeared before Magistrate Alicia George at the Lenora Magistrates Court, where he was charged with the child's murder. Because the offense is indictable, Mohammed was not required to enter a plea. He was remanded to prison until July 20th.
Remanded until the 20th. These are the most recent updates coming in from that. Listen, there's even not a word for it right now, you know? It's crazy when you think about it. We just call it crazy. Crazy, crazy headline. And these are some most recent updates coming in from the loved ones of Lil Saint, Rising Power, and condolences.
What? I TikTok boss. I said, oh, the little views get into she head. So she keep making video and video cussing she brother down. If she know that the surgery would have not been successful because they have knowledge with research, then they could have bring it to him or to me. You understand me? They ain't do nothing. They ain't do nothing for help. The boy was suffering every week to 2 weeks in pain. The surgery was the only other alternative for help him get well. That's what we know and believe according to what we research. And according to the doctors them or whoever recommends surgery.
After he died, the next day we had several persons who are struggling with the same sick come up on the panel, and they told us that the surgery, if they had known, the surgery is very much risky. They said only 13% of people survive.
Well,
that
we
surgery.
didn't know. We didn't have that. Not even Google or chat tell we any of it. Right? And I now realize why Balwan did not get to spec on exactly what is it to even do a surgery. You understand? So I really sorry how things happen and wish I could have changed it, the ends of time. But he was gonna keep struggling every 2 weeks with pain and vomiting, pain and vomiting, pain and vomiting. You know how traumatized I am even now because I pray for a miracle and it didn't happen. I even tell my mother the other day, the same day he died. I said, Mommy, because she tell me, Mom, pray, trusting. I said, Mommy, right to me, God on time out. Me hate God, but I on time out with God. Because I pray day and night, all wrong, tick-tock, wrong the clock. I buffing nails and praying and this kind of thing. And nothing good come out of this whole thing. But
I'm telling you, trying times, serious situations, our condolences again on Rising Power. Big up to all the travelers that are live with us in the chat. Who following what's going on right now in the World Cup? FBI investigating Argentina.
The FBI is now investigating the Argentinian Football Federation. Now, the investigation might not be for what exactly you're thinking of. You're probably thinking it's for yesterday's game against Egypt or the extreme amount of questionable calls throughout this entire World Cup, like the red card that should have been given to Messi. But no, it's for apparent money laundering. You want to know how much money the Football Federation of Argentina is allegedly being accused of laundering? $300 million. That is genuinely insane, bro. That is genuinely insane. Now, what is this money being laundered from? We're not exactly sure, but, probably from criminal activity. Now, keep in mind that obviously we can't confirm this 100%, but the fact that the FBI is investigating does not look good. Now, I wish the FBI could investigate the amount of bias that Argentina has in the World Cup. I mean, this World Cup, we saw it yesterday. We saw it earlier in the tournament too with the red card for Messi. And every single World Cup that they win, it's a bunch of questionable calls that go their way. I mean, look at the Maradona handball. Look at the Maradona handball. We all know. I'm not saying it's paid for. I'm saying that there appears to be a crazy bias.
Hey, after the Egypt game, everybody looking at what's going on differently right now and saying something in matching with what's going on with the calls, something in matching because it seems as if Egypt, technically, by winning that game right there, would have already won the World Cup because they'd be the persons that would have won the last time, right? People saying something in making sense. And there's a number of other persons raising some very valid points. I can put it up in a pre-recorded because guess what? The flight would have landed right here on Delta9 Media. Big up to all the travelers and thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Everyone that is live with us right now that made this live presentation what it is, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping a comment in the comment section. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for dropping insightful commentary, all the moderators, all the frequent travelers all the persons who would have flown with us for the first time today in this international digital connection where we connect the headlines, local and international as well. Trust me, make sure that you're subscribed because we have a number of other pre-recorded videos that we definitely got to upload on the channel. Plus, you'll get the notification every time this flight is taking off. One love, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for being a part of this presentation.